All right, Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm Aksa Tariq and I look after the editorial at Next Wallet Money. Next Wallet is basically a media property which is coming up in the fintech and local startup ecosystem where it concerns with the payments and fintech landscape. And in partnership with the NIC Islamabad, we are very excited to bring to you the first ever panel discussion on InsurTech. So as part of NIC's Hacktivate, a hackathon on fintech, which is powered by Allied Bank, we're bringing in this panel as sort of like a pre-event understanding of what the insurtech industry looks like. And with that, I'd like to firstly introduce the program manager at NIC Islamabad to say a few words, do an opening keynote before we move on to introducing our panelists for today. So over to you, Zishan.
Thank you very much, Aksa. Assalamu alaikum and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us. To those who've joined us on Zoom and those who are watching us on Facebook, across different pages, across everywhere. I want to begin by wishing my personal best to everyone for you and your family's health and safety during these difficult times. My name is Ishan Minchayat. I'm program manager with National Incubation Center, Pakistan. National Incubation Center is the premier incubation center in Pakistan. It's a public-private partnership between Ministry of IT, Ignite, Jazz, and Team Up. In fact, it's one of the best examples of public-private partnership that you would find everywhere. We help entrepreneurs build their businesses, build their dreams, startups, etc., etc. There's a lot of stuff that we do in Pakistan's entrepreneurial ecosystem, and that information is available on our website, our Facebook page as well. Yeah, so I would, and with that, I would also, like to welcome you to today's discussion, which is on InsurTech. Innovation and disruption is at the heart of what we do at NIC. Over the years, we've contributed towards innovation landscape of Pakistan by helping and promoting startups based on innovative technologies and solutions. Hacktivate is one of is our programs through which we crowdsource innovative tech-based solutions for very basic industry and community problems. We work closely with government and non-government organizations to enable innovators to hack for solutions and for problems under various tech and non-tech verticals. It is one of the largest platforms in Pakistan aimed at bringing innovators, domain experts, technical resources, and growth hackers together to find solutions in identified problem categories or industries. We've conducted hackathons previously as well, very successfully on various industry verticals on education, health, and agriculture. And now we're bringing to you a 2-day long hackathon on fintech. This hackathon will be taking place on 10th and 11th of April. We aim to crowdsource and help scale solutions on 8 different thematic areas, which include banking, asset management, insurance, green finance. All of these areas are listed again on our website, which I'm sure you'll be provided by the end of this, the link to which will be provided by the end of this event that we have today. So the aim of this FinTech Hackathon is to enable innovators to leverage technology to find solutions in the space of finance. About 100 million people in Pakistan are still unbanked. So we need to improve the financial inclusion, and for that we cannot only rely on increasing the net of conventional banking. We have to come up with innovative solutions. I would also like to thank our partners, Ignite, Ministry of IT, Jazz Accelerate, Team Up, along with Allied Bank and Jubilee Life Insurance, and also all the innovators who've shown interest in this Hacktivate 4.0. So far, we've received more than 300 applications, which is a great response, and applications are coming all over from the world, not only from Pakistan, but across the globe as well. The hackathon also has a cash pool of the cash prize pool of around 2 million Pakistani rupees, which is again a great incentive that could act as a seed money for winning solutions. Just to set up some context for the discussion, I'd just like to highlight that by the end of next year, the global fintech market is expected to hit the figures of US dollar 8.3 trillion. So there's a lot of scope in this industry, and many new trends are shaping the fintech industry globally, as well as in emerging economies like Pakistan. So talking about Pakistan in particular, we can go back and we can see that originally ATMs and debit and credit cards were the main fintech products, but recently we see a surge in digital financial services, including branchless banking, payment systems, adoption of financial tools by the unbanked population. So we're seeing these trends. But today, our particular focus will be insurtech or insurance technology in this fintech space. This can be termed as a technology used by insurance companies to streamline operations, provide better services, or save money. Insurtech is new by definition, relatively new, and its applications are constantly evolving. So our guests will talk about the applications of technology in insurance and what the horizon looks like for insurtech in Pakistan. And I would like to thank all the speakers for taking time out and all the audience for taking time out and joining us today. With that, I would like to now give it back to Aksa to take the event forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Zishan Sab, and thank you to NIC for hosting all of us here today. With that, I'd just like to quickly introduce our panelists for today. So we have with us Mr. Noman Bashir, who's the co-founder and CEO at Ozone Digital. We have Mr. Waqar Asghar, the founder and CEO of Mawazna. We have Sipten Javani, founder of SmartChoice.pk. We have Ishaq Kotawala, he's the CEO and founder at Wada Digital Insurance, and Mr. Fahad Awan, he's the founder at Easy Insurance. With that, a very warm welcome to all of you gentlemen. We regret that there's no female here, but I think Isha and I will fill in where required to really put in the word. We'd like to kickstart the discussion about talking about, Zishan Sahab was talking about how fintech is still a new space in Pakistan. There's a lot of that's been happening in the last, say, 4 to 5 years. And even now, insurtech is a relatively newer space. My intro question to all of you would be, why did you choose this space? I know that each one of you sort of come with a background working in this field for more than just a couple of years. So Noman Sahab, if we could start with you, we'll do a quick intro and sort of like how you got into this field before we take a deeper dive into the questions that we have.
Okay, so just a quick intro. I've been associated with the insurance industry for around 20 years now. And majority of this time within the industry was working with AIG. And I think the learning and experience and the environment that I've gone through over the last 20 years showed me or reflected the opportunity that existed out there. So first of all, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to come here and have a chat about insurtech as a vertical within fintech space, or maybe in the future, eventually on its own as well. For me, if I look at it from an insurtech space, what am I looking at when it comes to Pakistan is less than 1% of GDP penetration versus my next door neighbor, which is over 3%. So that itself is a huge opportunity from a similar market that exists around the bend for us. So for me to actually, take a deep dive into doing something on the technology, forefront, the driving force was the opportunity that existed, the generation Z or whatever you call it, the ones who are less than 30 years of age, and there are over 65% of them in Pakistan alone. That's what is prompting majority of us to actually take that step forward and provide solutions that are able to bring them on board. Otherwise, eventually, whatever solutions that we have today eventually will steam out. So it's the innovation, it's the talent, and it's the new approach with which we are approaching to sort of distribute insurance products that's going to make the difference to bring all these newer generations within the loop as well. So that's what I would respond to.
So Ishaq, if you'd like to sort of carry on, and I know that you've worked with Baikia as well, but a lot of your work has actually gone where Park Qatar has been concerned. How did you make the move to finally take up this challenge of insurtech? As Noman Saab was saying, this is an industry which is not really developed on its own. It's not given that due credo, but where do you see it?
I think my motivation mainly rises from two places. One is already Numan Saab mentioned that insurance penetration in Pakistan is one of the lowest in Asia, not just in the world. It's like 0.7%. Can you hear me? Yeah. 0.7%, India is 3.5%, like Thailand is 4.4%, Vietnam is 4%. So most of the people are above 3%. And if we talk about the developed countries, they are above 8%. So that was one of the motivations. 90% of the people in Pakistan have never been offered an insurance product because it's too expensive for the insurance companies to go out there and offer them. The minimum premium that, for just talking about life insurance, the minimum premium, for example, that EFU or Jubilee would charge is 20 to 30,000 rupees a year, which a normal person cannot afford naturally. So we have to create efficient methods to actually distribute insurance products cheaply and get it out to those 90% of the people who have never been offered even basic insurance policies. Number two, I think because I've worked for different insurance companies for 12, 13 years, I'm an actuary by profession too. That was also just looking at the insurance industry and the people that are working in it. That was also one of my motivation, that my future potential competition will be very less because I don't see them innovating. It's very difficult for anyone to disrupt themselves. For example, there are big companies with big funds, but when 90% of the employees of that company are dependent on one product, their digital department cannot disrupt the 90% of the employees working in the same company. So they will try and come in between and create problems. So there has to be a startup to solve the problem and disrupt their products. So the market is there in my estimation. Currently, I think the market is $5 billion market, which is empty and nascent, according to my estimation of this, the GDP and the penetration. And that was my motivation. And I saw what tech can have, how tech can have an impact on the masses of people through Baikia. And this, with my experience, with the low penetration, with low potential competition, this was a natural move for me.
So I'll take this question to you, Sathen, but also twist it around, because your work, a lot of the work that you're doing is more of an aggregator space. And over the last few years, you've really built Smart Choice as that platform, as that aggregator, where all of these different services that are being offered. I'm pretty sure COVID must have escalated that, because everybody is looking for some kind of security, and the only form it really comes in is insurance. But how would you say the landscape has changed in the last couple of years? And what does the market space look like for an insurance aggregator today?
Okay, so let me start with some information that I should give about myself. That I do not come from an insurance background. My previous background was working for a fintech company called TPS. So I was building their business over there, doing business development for Pakistan and Africa. So did that for 7 and 8 years. And when I was getting into this space, a lot of people questioned, why are you just changing your entire industry, completely moving from a financial banking payments side to the insurance. So initially, obviously, we did not start with insurance. We started becoming a financial supermarket where we were trying to do everything. But while doing a lot of these things at the same time, banking, credit cards, insurance, we soon realized that we need to focus on one area. And out of all these banking and insurance segments, we decided to stick to insurance, primarily because we saw that there is it's a blue ocean, really out there. Nobody's trying to do anything. Insurance companies से अगर आप जाके बात करें तो insurance companies अपने एक typical standard तरीके से काम करना चाहती है, और वो सिर्फ numbers or sales, that is what their focus is. Their focus is not customers. Their focus is not कि आज का customer क्या चाहता है. They're just just going on with the flow कि बस business grow होना चाहिए. अब वो inflation growth वैसे ही inflation बढ़ रहा है तो growth वैसे ही आ रही है. आपका रुपये devalue हो रहा है तो प्रीमियम महंगा हो रहा है, गाड़ी की कीमत महंगी हो रही है तो इंश्योरेंस का प्रीमियम महंगा हो रहा है. लोग की इनकम लेवल्स बढ़ रही है तो लोग लाइफ इंश्योरेंस थोड़ी सी अब ज्यादा खरीद रहे, ज्यादा वैल्यू की खरीद रहे. So वो जो growth है वो बस organic growth है and it is not demand based growth. So we realized कि यार and then we obviously myself when I came back from England, तो जब मैं आया था इधर I started working, I wanted to get an insurance for my car. तो मतलब सिवाय किसी दोस्त से पूछने के लिए तुमने कहाँ से इंश्योरेंस कराई है, and he recommended me कि तुम ये एजेंट का नंबर है इससे बात कर लो and this is how you want to get insured. So that was my only way of getting buying insurance. So we realized कि यार दुनिया में तो पता नहीं हर चीज की इंश्योरेंस होती है. रोनाल्डो के पाँव की भी इंश्योरेंस है और जो है वो कोई सिंगर की गले की भी इंश्योरेंस हो जाती है. तो व्हाई कैन पाकिस्तान में बाइक की इंश्योरेंस, पाकिस्तान में बहुत सारी छोटी छोटी चीजों की इंश्योरेंस नहीं मिलती है. And that is where the real it got me excited, and I think all the other aggregators here on this panel with me would be excited with the same opportunity. Yeah, there is so much and we are not going to compete with each other, we're just going to be like building this entire space.
That's just
So I
the
think
space
it's
is so big that there's room for all of us.
absolutely. So we could carve out our own niche, we could carve out our own destination, right? So as Ishaq said as well, so I that is why right now I think digital तो obviously बढ़ ही रहा है, e-commerce की space बढ़ रही है, trust आहिस्ता आहिस्ता customer का develop हो रहा है. So obviously insurance is not a small ticket size product, it's a service industry, you're not getting a tangible product. So a lot of customers are are skeptical initially, but I think over a period of time when they hear that there are platforms out there and they're doing a good job in serving customers, I think customers are adopting and going towards these channels like us. But what's more important is that we should not disappoint these customers by just giving them what is already out there. We have to figure out kind of products that they are looking for, and that is how the demand will grow. Demand will not grow if we just start doing a lot of marketing. It will only grow when we give them something that they want. So yeah, that's my take on your question.
So building on to that, Waqar Saab, what are your thoughts on being a multi-channel, multi-industry comparison? Jesse Satya bhi, he spoke about it was done organically. People in the insurance industry it's not demand based at all. How do you see that growth, and how have you seen the last 12 months sort of all of this pick up as an industry?
Akshat, thank you very much. First of all, thank you very much for inviting me. And it's my pleasure having this opportunity, being very closer to the panelists as well, the same industry, and who are absolutely doing an amazing job. So a quick introduction, I bring my background is technology basically. So I bring over 17 years of experience in technology domain. So I think 2009 was the first year when I was working with a insurance service provider, and we were working on digitizing insurance. So that means there's a difference in digital and digitalization and digitization. So we were working on digitization. That means converting analog things into non-paper based things. So absolutely, I worked 2 years with them, and was very much engaged with the insurance, the value chain, the systems around it, and how they can create value in an ecosystem, because they were absolutely it was back in England actually, so they were quite ahead of us. So they were working with the car rental groups, and they were working as offering, for example, inclusive insurance rather than the way insurance is being or has been sold in Pakistan, basically. So my background was from technology. I worked for a couple of years, and because we were in that market, we were working by default channel to get an insurance product was always an aggregator platform. So, very, very big, public limited companies, basically, that we were going. So I started thinking about when I moved into Middle East from UK, basically, I was on a course, and I just was envisioning Pakistani market, and absolutely, at that point in time started focusing on, okay, I should do something related to financial services, and within finance, okay, personal finance. So what needs to be done in personal finance? Okay, we have got a couple of pillars. Those are around banking, insurance, and investment. So what we should start. So, this is how I started basically. So yeah, I completely agree with Saptan. I mean, I've seen his journey as well, amazing journey. And certainly he has learned a lot from that as well. But, the way we started was, again, like having a personal finance marketplace. So something that can cater the needs of a person, a consumer, and a business related to either insurance or other domains. So coming back to the point, in insurance, last 12 months has been amazing because I would say, yes, certain product lines such as health, that picked up a lot, because everybody was looking around what are the options, how to get a coverage, how to protect themselves and their family and loved ones as well. So anyone who was not initially, we were selling and sending the message across like, okay, this is what insurance looks like. But they started interacting with them and starting asking about it. So I see like last 1 year or so has been quite exciting. Our focus has been on insurance, absolutely, because of the low penetration and the opportunity that is in there. I agree with Saptan as well. I think even in this market, even if 20 aggregators are working, those will be still a small number basically, because there's a huge opportunity in there and everybody is helping each other. Not only, if we create an awareness, because awareness is something very critical, very important, and that is what needs to be done before we hit the technology, because technology is okay. We want to ace the process and, the offering, the distribution, and absolutely around the other insurance value chain as well, other components as well. But, awareness is something that we should be doing, everyone actually, and that will help the industry, ourselves, as well as customer. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I'd like to hear from Fahad on this one, especially because, as all of you have sort of talked about how InsurTech as really, it's really shaping up what the operational ecology of what the insurance industry should look like, right? And from products to markets to being an aggregator and really bringing in all the various technologies that are available in the market to really dedicate it to this industry particularly. Fahad, how is this shift in business approach impacting on what you are offering from your aggregator platform?
Hello and Assalamu alaikum to all the panelists and attendees here. First of all, thank you so much for having me over for this panel talk. And I'm very humble to be a part of this. And also, I would like to thank out to NIC, being their alumni, being a part of the second cohort of NIC. It gives me an immense pleasure to be a part of this panel. My relationship with the insurance has been, it could have been said that it runs in our family. And I had my first exposure with insurance in Pakistan while working for the biggest insurer as a salesperson. So the first line of interaction with the customer. So in all of this discussion, what was actually not pointed out so far is that the industry lacked empathy to the end customer, and the experience revolving acquiring that customer was missing. So while I was reaching out to my potential clients during that time, what I figured is that the process is very much broken. The access to the information was not there. So back in 2017, we started off as the first dedicated insurance aggregator of Pakistan, completely focusing on different insurance products, primarily targeting the retail markets as well as the corporate sector. So during that time, our focus has been how we can make the process of getting insurance, of understanding insurance easier. And this has been a journey so far that are hyper focused on the customer, and our obsession with the understanding of our customer has led us to the point that our ethos revolve around it. So whenever we talk about acquiring or getting a new customer, it has to be how we can make his or her life easier, and how can we convince, how can we work on the awareness aspect of it to make this uninsured audience, which is around 215 million lives of Pakistan, which are uninsured, which are around 22 million vehicles in Pakistan, which are registered but uninsured, which are around 150 million lives which don't have health insurance. So all these numbers have been staggering for us, and our contribution so far within this, that we have to get new people, new segments to realize about the product, the efficacy, the importance of having the tool of risk mitigation. And we have to do it while making a commercial sense out of it. So I'm glad to be here with this panel, and this has been the first panel on SureTech, because back when we started, I remember me and Saptan, it would have been hardly 2-3 companies on the spot at that time. And although we have come a long way since that point, but we still feel that our industry is in its nascent stages. And what we really need to work on is on, again, similarly with the other panelists have pointed out very rightly, that we need to really work on the awareness of these products and make sure that the customer is getting the right product at the right price.
Absolutely. And I think when we're talking about fintech, when we're talking about insurtech, these are things that at any point in time, this will affect a regular citizen, you know, a day-to-day, how, if we're talking about financial inclusion within a fintech, if we're talking about insurance, it applies to everyone at some point in time, whether it's because of their health, because it's life insurance, whether it's car insurance, whether it's vehicles or anything. So I think that the layers may be different, but it impacts everyone. So leaving out, as each of you sort of, you know, talked about, so leaving out even one person out of this bracket, it just makes no business sense. And I think if we can get that message across to the insurance companies who are really like going mainstream or sort of you know, keeping themselves back from it, I think that's the biggest challenge. Noman Saab, I'll move on to your to what you had said in the beginning, and I'd like you to talk a little bit about how do you motivate these insurers to act on the opportunity of digital insurance ecosystems? And the reason why I ask this is because you said that you have an experience of 18 years working in the insurance industry. Now you're working on the technology side. Things are moving very, very fast, quicker than the insurance can really pick up on, perhaps. How are you bridging that gap through what you're doing at Ozone?
Okay, so so as a start, you know, as you said, sitting in the industry itself for 18 plus years, kind of highlighted for me who were the main contributors or supporters or stakeholders of the overall value chain. And what I could see sitting within the industry was that there were pockets that were addressed in terms of finding solutions for, whether it was a service related pocket or an acquisition related pocket or a renew related pocket, but none of them were actually weaving everything in one lace. So that is what I saw as an opportunity, and that is what normally ecosystems are classified as today, where these are combinations of various stakeholders who are working together within the insurance value chain for any product line and providing an end-to-end service to the end client. So from a client perspective, for example, today, if I want to go ahead and I want to buy a motor insurance, I need to go through the acquisition cycle. I need to go through a survey cycle. I need to go through, getting, my documents provided to me. I need to go through a payment cycle. And then I have, endorsements or servicing, so on and so forth. So there were so many moving parts within the overall value chain, which were addressed in different pockets, but not as a whole. So at Ozone, what we did was that we looked at it as a complete holistic picture, end to end. So when we said motor, I mean, we looked at various ecosystem opportunities that existed out there, and we saw the opportunity sitting in mobility. We saw the opportunity sitting in health, in life, in travel, in home. So if I take the example of mobility, what am I talking about? I'm talking about, an experience of acquisition of motor insurance that has aspects of vehicle survey, that has aspects of documentation, it has aspects of claim logging, it has aspects of workshop management, it has aspects of tracker management, and so on and so forth. So there are so many moving parts in it. So what we did was that we started off our journey. Our MVP at Ozone was primarily driven by motor insurance. And we picked up the complete ecosystem and we did an end to end. So if, for example, you wanted to do an acquisition today for motor, you knew from where to start and where it's going to end. And the insurer and all the stakeholders as part of the value chain could actually see what they were contributing to. So in essence, what it was helping us to do was we were giving a one window operation for the insurer. So today, when we have reached out to the industry, I mean, we have gone out and we have deployed health and life systems in one of the largest insurers in Pakistan. And it's the same approach of an ecosystem where we are including their hospitals, their pharmacies, their labs, and other stuff that goes in with regards to their case managers and, for example, their claim logging and renewals and agents and all of that. So basically, from an industry perspective, to answer your question, we've gone out to the insurers and told them the advantage that the ecosystem provides, where they do not have to work in pockets. They will have one view of whatever is going on in their value chain for any product line. And eventually, what it means is that they have less burden on admin, they have less burden on systems, they have one unified platform to work on. And from within there, they are able to generate the level of service that eventually would add value to the client. So that's how we're looking at the ecosystems within Ozone.
So Ishaq, if you'd like to add on to this and tell me about how do you foresee the insurers of tomorrow remaining competitive in the marketplace? You talked about, there are all these services, but they're not really taking it to the masses because either they don't really have that. They're comfortable in the whatever zone they've set up for themselves. How do you foresee, and what's the role of companies like the five sitting here? How do you see your role?
इंश्योरेंस का ये समझने की ज़रूरत है कि इंश्योरेंस के दो सेगमेंट्स होते हैं. वन इज़ द अंडरराइटिंग सेगमेंट एंड वन इज़ द डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सेगमेंट. जो हमारी इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज है, they've just been doing the underwriting part for most part of the history. They've never focused on distribution. अच्छा, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन के लिए इंश्योरेंस में तीन चीज़ें आती हैं. एक आती है अवेयरनेस क्रिएट करना, एक आती है ट्रस्ट बिल्ड करना और एक कन्वर्जन बिल्ड करना. There is most of the insurance companies have been selling products to the 5% of the elite educated class. चाहे वो उनकी गाड़ी इंश्योर करें, चाहे उनकी फैक्ट्री इंश्योर करें, या उनकी फैक्ट्री के एम्प्लॉयज और एम्प्लॉयज की हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस करें, या उनकी पर्सनल इंश्योरेंस, या उनको इन्वेस्टमेंट प्रोडक्ट्स बेचें. तो 90% ऑफ द मुल्क है जो 60% आपकी जो एग्रीकल्चर एम्प्लॉय करता है इनडायरेक्टली और डायरेक्टली, उनको आज तक इंश्योरेंस पिच नहीं की गई, क्योंकि जो पहले दो टास्क थे, अवेयरनेस क्रिएट करना और ट्रस्ट बिल्ड करना, वो बहुत मुश्किल काम है, वो बहुत ज्यादा लॉन्ड्री वर्क रिक्वायर करता है. तो दैट्स अ वेरी एक्सपेंसिव मॉडल एज वेल. सो अब मसला ये है कि इंश्योरेंस, अब एसएससीपी की रेगुलेशंस हैं, दो लाइसेंसेस हैं एसएससीपी के पास, एक ब्रोकरेज लाइसेंस है और एक इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज का लाइसेंस है. एसएससीपी में जितनी भी लॉज बनते हैं, उसकी जो कमिटीज होती हैं, उसमें इंश्योरेंस के जनरल मैनेजर्स होते हैं. So obviously there is a very, very high incentive to protect the insurance industry, the oligopolies of insurance industry. तो वो चाहते हैं कि जो underwriting है, जो products हैं, वो सारे insurance company के. The biggest challenge for us is how to get our own products, how to even get our name on the own products, because most of the processes, which I said, underwriting, distribution, all of these are owned and monopolized by these insurance companies. So on
any underwriting transformation happening by the use of like automating?
We do foresee that. We're working very hard for SCCP to follow suit the rest of the countries in the world who have gone to third and fourth insurance licenses regime, because जिस तरह banks के साथ हुआ, fintechs EMI के अलग license होते हैं, स्मॉल लोन देने के अलग लाइसेंसेस होते हैं, इसलिए इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज बहुत हैवी एक्सपेंस मॉडल पे पहले चलती थी, जिसकी बहुत ज़्यादा ब्रांचेस होती थी. लेकिन now we don't need those branches, heavy overheads. We can just do things very cheaply digitally. So there should be a new regime, and we don't want to also insure the factories or the big satellites or big planes of PIA. So we don't also need that big underwriting capabilities in terms of the balance sheet amount. We need a very small balance sheet, very small overheads, and we can go digitally. So there should be a digital insurance license regime, which we're trying to work on. So हमारा जो goal है as WADA वो ये है कि we want to create very simple products for the masses and use our call centers to create awareness and convert the same policies.
Thank you, Ishaq. I'll take the conversation towards Fahad and Waqar, more importantly, on the aggregator side. What are some of the internal and external challenges that you've come across, because each of you, whether it's Sifan, whether it's Waqar Sahab and Fahad as well, you've been working with the insurance industry directly and telling them, you're basically building it for them and telling them, these are platforms available to you to sell more, to sell better. What are the challenges that you all have identified and have worked with or worked through in the last couple of years of your operations?
Should I start?
So,
Sure.
Fahad, you want to start?
Sure.
Okay.
So we operate as a marketplace, aggregators, all of us as a marketplace, which has a supply side and the demand side. In our case, the supply side has been the insurers. There are around 45 insurers in Pakistan. Initially, all of us had a bit of difficult time to even get these guys started and to be onboarded with us. But once the first two companies decided to come on board and gave a chance to the aggregators and recognize them as an alternate distribution channel. So that barrier so far has been overcome. And we have seen a lot of support from the insurer side in terms of onboarding. Now, the next step comes in where you see the demand side, you analyze the demand side and essentially the customers who are going to purchase insurance. And you do research on their requirements and you go back to the insurer and tell them. There are a few problems to it. First, that our industry lacked any sort of research on it. So when I was pursuing this, so it was my final year project, and we had to do a 12 months research on the product before even launching about it. So realizing that we didn't have any sufficient data to initially go back and ask them that this is the product that we want. But with the time, we've been able to get few good deals out of the insurers. From the underwriting point of view, it has not been much of a problem. If you have a substantial data that can work out for the insurer as well as for the end customer, you are more likely to get a product design as per your requirements. But however, the problem lies on the customer end. So the supply side is sorted. All of us have partnered up with over 15 companies. All these products are there. Few of them have a differentiated product on which we are competing with each other and increasing the pie. However, the demand side, this is where all the work needs to be done. And again, I will emphasize on that. It's the awareness aspect of it. Not only from us, we are aggregators, we are starting up, we are just a distribution channel, but we feel that it's majorly the responsibility of the insurers to integrate new channels and new communication strategies to reach out to the customer, because the 65% of the populations are the next population that is coming in, it's going to be millennials and Gen Zers. So we have to work on reaching out to these people using novel methods not only being specific to the digital, but going on with the awareness one. So yeah, the problem for us as Easy Insurance has been the awareness aspect, which is the product awareness, and then the brand awareness aspect of it. कि अच्छा इस सारे process में ये aggregators भी हैं, Easy Insurance भी हैं, जो आपको help कर देता है, कि आपको comparison करके देता है, आपको understand करवाता है कि इस product में क्या cover है, क्या cover नहीं है.
जी वकार साहब.
जी, thank you very much. अच्छा, हमारी side से basically what we see is our journey, like first one or two, if I recall, I can correctly, like first one or two insurers onboarding was a little bit different or difficult because we had to, I'm talking about like back in 2015. So traveling back to, you know, like the head offices in Karachi and then explaining, taking time from 5 or 6 executives and then explaining what needs to be done. So मेरा ख्याल से शुरू में एक दो थे जिनके साथ हुआ है, लेकिन उसके बाद से the journey was very smooth because everybody was following. तो उन्होंने कहा जी okay, who is already with you? So अच्छा ठीक है, फिर हम भी आएंगे. तो this chain helped us, number one. और उसके साथ साथ क्योंकि दूसरे एग्रीगेटर्स भी थे तो आहिस्ता आहिस्ता अवेयरनेस जो है वो बढ़ती गई. अब वो टाइम है कि अब वो डेफिनेटली एवरीबॉडी इज कैचिंग अप एंड आई वुड एक्सपेक्ट लाइक आई एम श्योर कि दूसरे एग्रीगेटर्स के साथ भी यही केस है कि दे आर कैचिंग अप एंड दे आर फॉलोइंग.
So in this case, what do you do to sort of stay relevant in this case?
जी जी, अच्छा इसमें अब चैलेंज हमारे, बिकॉज योर क्वेश्चन वाज कि चैलेंज क्या है, तो चैलेंज ये है, नंबर वन चैलेंज ये है कि आपकी प्रोडक्ट की डिफरेंशिएशन जो है वो नहीं है बेसिकली. ठीक है, यू आर प्रीटी मच ऑफरिंग सेम प्रोडक्ट, a little bit difference in pricing and then your brand speaks it. अगर आपका ब्रांड बड़ा है तो कस्टमर एक्सपेक्ट करता है कि जी प्राइसिंग ज्यादा होगी, अगर इतना नोन नहीं है तो प्राइसिंग कम होगी. दैट शुड नॉट हैपन. आई मीन इट शुड बी वेरी मच टेलर्ड टू द मोमेंट्स ऑफ ए कस्टमर बेसिकली, कि जब वो लेना चाह रहा है और जिस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में वो लेना चाह रहा है. सर्टनली उसका डेटा का जो यूजेज है वो बिल्कुल नहीं है, बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. नोबडी नोज के व्हाट अ कस्टमर you know who is the customer behind the scene. ठीक है, अब इसी का जैसे ड्राइविंग है तो मेरा ड्राइविंग का पैटर्न मे बी डिफरेंट. मैंने पिछले साल में 3 क्लेम किए होंगे एक इंश्योरेंस कंपनी के साथ, अब मैं नेक्स्ट में जा रहा हूं तो मेरा वो डेटा इज गॉन. सो नो क्लेम डिस्काउंट्स और बोनसेस दे आर नॉट देयर. सो हमारे लिए चैलेंज क्या होता है? अच्छा, तीसरा चैलेंज ये है स्मॉल मार्केट इन द डिजिटल, क्योंकि हम लोग डिजिटल हैं. We are targeting the digital channel. We go to Google. अब Google में let's say सभी जाते हैं हम लोग और Google में paid advertisements भी चल रही होती हैं because we want to be on the top. But होता क्या है कि वहाँ पे the maximum queries are coming. For example, let's say I'm just giving an example कि वो 1200 है per month. अब वहाँ पे उसके बाद 10 companies जो है वो उसको कैच करने की कोशिश कर रही हैं. ठीक है, तो डिजिटल ये इसलिए है कि अवेयरनेस नहीं है. नोबडी नोज के अभी भी डिजिटली हम जाके बाय कर सकते हैं, हम कंपेयर कर सकते हैं और हम प्रोडक्ट ले सकते हैं. जब वो मवाजना पे फॉर एग्जांपल आते हैं तो उसके बाद उनका चैलेंज या हमारा चैलेंज ये होता है कि उनको एक डिफरेंट प्रोडक्ट देना, एक हाईली टेलर्ड प्रोडक्ट उनके लिए देना. तो वी आर वर्किंग विद इंश्योरर्स बेसिकली टू मेक दैट हैपन. नंबर वन, we are also looking forward to access more data, because once the data is there then you can offer some very highly tailored services on top of that. इसके अलावा भी जो SCCP का रोल है वो इसमें वो काफी ज्यादा है. वो बेसिकली है कि किस तरह से ये डेटा, इस तरह का डेटा जो है वो तमाम, बिकॉज वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट इकोसिस्टम. सो इकोसिस्टम इज नॉट वन कंपनी और वन इंडस्ट्री. इस इंडस्ट्री में जैसे नुमान साहब ने मेंशन किया है, इसमें पेमेंट्स भी इन्वॉल्व हो रही हैं, इसमें सर्विस भी आ रहे हैं, इसमें जो दूसरी सर्विसेज हैं, डॉक्यूमेंटेशन भी इन्वॉल्व है, हम भी पार्ट अपना कर रहे हैं. तो एवरीबॉडी नीड्स टू वर्क टुगेदर. ठीक है, इसके अलावा इन फ्यूचर नोबडी नोज कि ये इंश्योरर जो हैं वो ज्यादा फेमस होंगे या एक रिटेलर होगा जो इंश्योरेंस सेल कर रहा है, बिकॉज दिस इज बिकमिंग अ कमोडिटी इन फ्यूचर. तो मतलब I think the prime challenge is data, lack of access to the data, and more innovative products. And that cannot happen if we don't work together, if we don't co-create, for example. So if we work in isolation, this thing is going to remain, like maybe for longer actually.
So, Siptan, if you'd like to add something to this, when it comes to, I think a lot of the challenges, it might have been similar for you as well. But as digital aggregators, how has the insurance industry reacted to really supporting your business model in Pakistan, and what's been the level of success that you've achieved? Waqar Saab and Fahad both mentioned that, you know, when you guys started in this space, it was sort of like a favor that you were doing to the industry, but even then you would receive backlash as to, you know, why are you really doing this? How has it changed over the years? What's a better understanding that people also have now? Has COVID helped that? Have other, like, sort of, you know, socio-economic reasons really benefited Smart Choice in that element?
So let me start this by telling you. But initially, when we started, I think Easy Insurance ka bhi, Mawazna ka bhi, same challenge, hamara bhi same challenge tha. What we quickly learned was that insurance companies want us to commit numbers. If we can commit numbers, they're ready to talk. They're ready to talk on the table. They're ready to do anything that you want, as long as you can give them projections, as long as you can make their lives easier. So and obviously जब आप इस तरह के काम में बात करते हैं, तो obviously कहीं ना कहीं customer को फिर आपने जो है ना कहीं उसका experience खराब हो सकता है, क्योंकि आपने अगर number commit करना है तो you'll be aggressive, you might be mis-selling, you might be misrepresenting. So we had to be careful. Obviously we went down that road. We had to, because हमें अगर अपनी बात मनवानी थी तो फिर हमें कुछ उनको देना था उनकी बात मनवाने के लिए. So initially we had to do that, and now insurance companies obviously एक certain उनको पता है हमारे से business आता है, so now they are like the channel is pretty open now. It's a two-way communication. It's not just us calling them, and now they call us on the beginning of the month and the end of the month, checking how are things and how the numbers are closing this month. So things have pretty changed in that sort, I would say. But that has given us leverage, and I think ये जितना भी हमने किया, हमें ये leverage करना था कि हम customer को कुछ return में दे सके in by doing this. And we were getting a lot of feedback. Obviously, जिस तरह से फहद ने भी कहा कि customer is what we are after. All the aggregators, if we are not thinking about customers, we are not going to survive. We are just going to be like competing with each other on small margins. So we got a lot of feedback. One of the feedback that we got was, yaar, why do you have to pay insurance upfront for the entire year? And that was obviously a challenge. हमारे लिए भी as a consumers, things are getting expensive. लोग वैसे ही नहीं लेते insurance. तो जो नहीं ले रहा था उनसे पूछा तो उन्होंने बोला यार अगर ये आसान हो जाती इसकी अगर पेमेंट तो we would have considered. So we went to the insurance companies, and insurance companies का जवाब हमें पता था कि यही मिलेगा कि नहीं कर सकते ये. And obviously they gave out a lot of other reasons, but we know what the reason is. They said कि claims के time पे क्या होगा, and what if the customer doesn't renew the policy or doesn't keep up with their payments. Obviously उसमें payment systems, payment solutions पाकिस्तान में अभी पीछे है काफी. अगर वो भी हो जाते हैं तो आगे जाके I think monthly payments can become a reality, a true reality. But given the problem was there, we decided कि इसको कैसे solve किया जाए. So we partnered up with a couple of banks. I don't know, शायद आपने देखा हो recently. So we went to these banks and we said, can we offer installment-based payments to your credit card customers, because bank is in the business of lending anyway. So why don't these 3 top 4 banks we can partner with them? We collect the premium on behalf of the insurance company, and that premium is then put on installment payment on their credit cards. So we found an alternative. Now that's not an ideal situation to be in, but that's a workaround, and we've got a great response. And a lot of people are now asking this to extend it to other banks as well. अभी सिर्फ हमने 3 banks के साथ start किया है. So this is one of the kind of things that we did, and obviously insurance companies were not ready, so we had to find a way. We also obviously realized one of the challenges while working in this space was that customers, there's a huge potential for a lot of other products other than the standard travel and health and motor insurance. So we recently launched bike insurance, जिसमें हमने कुछ insurance companies के साथ मिलके एक product बनाया. And now we are talking to more insurance companies. अभी सिर्फ 2 है. We are talking to a few more. So hopefully in a couple of weeks time or months time, we'll have a few more insurance products of bike as well. Just to give you a fact, पाकिस्तान में महीने की 2 लाख bikes जो ना बिकती है.
Wow.
And that's about 2 million a year that new bikes are sold every year. So that's a huge space. No insurance. I think certain insurance companies started offering that product, but जैसे losses आना शुरू हुए, they decided to stop the product. And now I think no one is doing it. So we've entered this space, and I think this is going to raise a lot of awareness among among customers, because
question that's being asked कि traditional insurance methods के अलावा और क्या ऐसा नया है which is in the market, which is different from what's being done for years, and as you mentioned that there's out there in the world हर चीज की insurance है, so why are we only limited to just health and our car and a couple of other sort of verticals?
So primarily, so we thought कि यार अगर awareness बढ़ानी है तो हमें फिर sachet product या small product से भी हमें start करना चाहिए. Why do we always start with a bigger premium size product, be it life insurance, be it health insurance, be it car insurance? ये सारे ऐसे products हैं जो 10,000 20,000 premium है इनका. So why don't we start with something which is a smaller size product, and there could be a demand. पाकिस्तान में सिर्फ कराची के अंदर महीने की 3,000 बाइक चोरी होती है. 3,000 bikes. Now that's a huge number. So that means there is fear, and insurance sells on fear. If there is fear, we can put a product out there, and the customer would be interested to adopt that. So मौके पे चौका कह ले उसको या कुछ भी कह दे, but this is how we are looking at this space to look at opportunities and find out customer base who would be attractive toward these kind of products.
All right, thank you. Ishaq, I'll bring the question to you now on what do you think are the top 3 changes that insurers can make to the underwriting process, in sync with the digital distribution opportunities that exist out there in the market today?
Insurance ने जो करना है अब हमने करना है. I don't have any expectations, and inshallah we'll do it. I think सबसे पहले तो है awareness आम जो insurance, we have to understand that insurance is not an intuitive need. अगर आपको बुखार होता है तो डॉक्टर याद आता है, भूख लगती है तो खाना याद आता है, लेकिन ऐसा कभी भी नहीं होगा कि you wake up in the morning and you feel like you need insurance today. You don't. It's insurance की जो distribution process है उसमें awareness का element बहुत जरूरी है, क्योंकि it's a पुश प्रोडक्ट. इंश्योरेंस आके कोई खरीदेगा नहीं, आपको जाके बेचनी पड़ेगी उसको इंश्योरेंस. तो बेचने के लिए समझाना पड़ेगा. जब आपके ज्यादातर लोगों को पता ही नहीं कि इंश्योरेंस क्या है, तो जो इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज है उन्होंने ये कहा कि कोई भी इंश्योरेंस कंपनी कह रही है मैं जाके अवेयरनेस क्यों क्रिएट करूं, और अगर हमने अवेयरनेस क्रिएट की तो बाकी सारे जाके कन्वर्ट करेंगे और मैंने एक्सपेंस किया और बाकी सब करेंगे. इसलिए आसान ये है, जिनको इंश्योरेंस समझ में आती है उन्हीं को बेचो, और उसके अंदर प्रोडक्ट डिफरेंशिएट करते रहो, डिफरेंट प्रोडक्ट्स को मार्केट करते रहे, और या तो बैंक इंश्योरेंस के कभी तहत बेचेंगे, कभी बहुत एक्सपेंसिव प्रोडक्ट कहीं से बेचेंगे, बड़े बड़े कमीशंस हैं और इन कंपनीज को देते हैं ना. तो आम इंसान को तो कभी कोई इंश्योरेंस देगा ही नहीं, क्योंकि उसको इंश्योरेंस समझ ही नहीं आती और वो तो अफोर्ड भी नहीं कर सकता. तो आई थिंक ये काम हम अवेयरनेस का इंशाल्लाह हम सब मिल के अवेयरनेस क्रिएट करेंगे. एंड बट आवर इंश्योरेंस प्रोडक्ट स्टार्ट्स विद ₹3 डेली for life and health. So it's a very, very micro insurance product. And we're also trying to create awareness through different mediums, and the primary medium being the call center medium that I said earlier on. So ये awareness का काम है. और दूसरा काम ये trust. पास्ट में लोगों का, आम आदमी के पास आप अवेयरनेस के लिए क्रिएट करने के लिए जाएंगे तो उनको इंश्योरेंस एग्जैक्टली पता तो नहीं है क्या है, बट अगर आप उन्हें समझाएंगे तो उनको ये पता है कि ये नहीं पता इंश्योरेंस क्या है, ये पता है कि ये कोई फ्रॉड वाली चीज है. तो I don't think they're entirely untrue, because there are a lot of silver linings, back end provisions which are there. For example, I'll just give you 2 examples कि अगर आप कोई भी हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस लेंगे रिटेल के अंदर तो उसमें लिखा होता है प्री एग्जिस्टिंग कंडीशंस कवर्ड नहीं होंगी. तो हर चीज, जब भी आपको कोई ना कोई बीमारी होगी, वो ज्यादातर उसके अंदर ऑब्वियसली वो पहले से कंटिन्यू होगी, तो तभी आपको बीमारी होगी. तो वो एक बैक एंड क्लॉज है जो एक आम आदमी को पूछें आप अपने ड्राइवर को प्री एग्जिस्टिंग कंडीशन क्या होती है उसको नहीं समझ में. दूसरा, आप जाए बैंक का इंश्योरेंस में लाइफ इंश्योरेंस बेचने, तो आपको लाइफ इंश्योरेंस जब आप खरीदने जाते हैं तो उसके साथ आपको एक बहुत बड़ा सेविंग का एलिमेंट जो है वो साथ दे दिया जाता है. सेविंग के लिए म्यूचुअल फंड्स होते हैं, नॉट इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज, but insurance companies today, life insurance companies are all mutual fund companies, which give 70% of commission to the salesman of the mutual fund. तो आप म्यूचुअल फंड में एक आम आदमी जाएगा तो वो फिर कोई विदाउट जीरो कमीशन वो अपने पूरे के पूरे पैसे म्यूचुअल फंड में रखवा सकता है। बट अगर आप बैंक इंश्योरेंस में जाएंगे तो वो इंश्योरेंस बोर्ड के म्यूचुअल फंड बेचेंगे और 70% या 60% जो है वो कमीशन में रख लेंगे। तो ये सारी इतना ज्यादा हमने लॉस कर दिया है ट्रस्ट में, ट्रस्ट डेफिसिट इतना बड़ा है आम आदमी के लिए कि वो ट्रस्ट को जो है वो वापस बिल्ड करना है। सो दीज आर द टू मेन रोल्स एंड द थर्ड रोल आई फील इज कि जिस तरह सिप्तेन ने बताया कि बाहर आप जाएं तो बहुत ज्यादा इंश्योरेंस होती हैं, और आप भी कह रही थी कि पेट इंश्योरेंस होती है, किसी की बॉडी पार्ट्स की इंश्योरेंस है, गले की इंश्योरेंस है, आंखों की इंश्योरेंस है। लेकिन वो इसलिए है वहां पे क्योंकि जब बेसिक नीड पूरी हो जाती है, जब व्हेन यू इनोवेट इन लग्जरी प्रोडक्ट्स, दोज आर ऑल वेरी लग्जरी प्रोडक्ट्स। पाकिस्तान में बेसिक नीड ही पूरी नहीं हुई तो हम प्रोडक्ट में इनोवेशन क्यों करें? तो यहाँ पे प्रोडक्ट में इनोवेशन से ज्यादा डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन में इनोवेशन की जरूरत है। किस तरह हम सस्ते से सस्ते तरीके से इंश्योरेंस, जो बेसिक इंश्योरेंस होती है जो कि पिछले 5000 साल से वही नीड है, जिंदगी वही है, लाइफ वही है, डिसेबिलिटी वही है, हेल्थ वही है, जो बेसिक एसेट्स हैं आम लोगों के वो वही हैं। तो उसमें कोई प्रोडक्ट इनोवेशन की जरूरत नहीं है, हमें डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन में इनोवेशन करनी है कि किस तरह सस्ते तरीके से हम पहुंचा सकते हैं इंश्योरेंस, और कितने सस्ते तरीके से हम प्रीमियम कलेक्ट कर सकते हैं लोगों से। क्योंकि 9% लोग हैं उनके पास ही बैंक है। क्रेडिट कार्ड की बात कर रहे थे, क्रेडिट कार्ड तो वैसे ही बहुत कम लोगों के पास है, तो आम आदमी के पास तो ना बैंक है ना क्रेडिट कार्ड है, तो उससे प्रीमियम किस तरह कलेक्ट करेंगे? तो ये आई थिंक ये 3 बिगेस्ट चैलेंज है जिनको हमें सॉल्व करने की जरूरत है, और हम करेंगे। वी डोंट एक्सपेक्ट एनीथिंग फ्रॉम इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज, बट वी विल डू इट इन द नेक्स्ट 5 years.
Well, I guess that's the right kind of attitude we need to really progress in this industry. Unfortunately, that a lot of the work that's been put in is by private companies like yourselves. The people who are sitting in this room. I really think that the work that you guys are doing, it serves at the end of the day not just the insurance industry but people, or like the people of your country as a whole. And whether it's through giving them awareness about the various sort of categories they can get insurance in, or whether it's educating them about the different lifestyle sort of like life based options that they have in terms of their expenditure, in terms of their safety net. I'd like to take the conversation towards Noman Saab again, and have you talk a little bit about the open insurance. This may be a new term to some, so if Noman Saab, if you could reflect your thoughts on this area and enlighten us on how open insurance ecosystems can really help the industry gain the necessary growth and the service push that it needs.
Okay, thank you so much for this, for this very interesting area that you've touched upon. If you ask any of us in this room, or generally speaking, knowledge about open insurance today globally is still in a very nascent stage. It's developing as we speak, and you wouldn't probably find a uniform answer to what open insurance is, but it's something very similar to open banking as we know today. It's something very similar to open finance as we know today. And if I look at it from an insurance perspective, and if I want to sort of pick up things from within there that suit me and pose an opportunity, it's mostly around open API insurance. Okay, so what is an open API insurance? This is exactly what Ishaq was mentioning a little while back. Siptain was touching about earlier on as well, कि हमारे पास एक pool of products है, हमने उसी के साथ खेल खेल के अपनी जिंदगी गुजार ली है. We are not looking beyond. Why? Because we don't have the tools, we don't have the support of the insurance companies. They do not want to make any changes, and if there are changes that people like us bring on the board, they are reluctant because they don't think whether this is going to work or not. So an open insurance regime actually allows you to support the industry for innovation, for efficiency, for collaboration, for data sets, for tailored products for that matter, for collective utilization of information by the industry. I'll give you an example. I've worked in the Saudi market, and there's a company called Najm that operates there. And, Ishaq, you may know as an actuary, Najm primarily provides information on claims on, that happen on the Saudi roads. There is a collective pool of information that is, it's collected together. SAMA, the regulator, supports that, and it's giving that information pool as open API to all the insurance companies. So what is the insurance company or industry, benefiting out from? They are benefiting out from data. They're benefiting out from data access. They are able to underwrite the risk better. They are able to make decisions better. They're able to provide better products. And the options are immense around that. So when we looked at it at Ozoned, we said that, look, we want to provide a platform that can connect insurance companies with a multitude of products, either through open APIs or their ecosystems or their own core systems, but allow them to reach out to different distributions. I can see certain questions here where people are struggling to find out solutions for the insurance products, and it's not because the insurance industries don't have it. They have it. It's just they don't have the tools, and they also need to have the motivation from the panel like us to tell them that, look, this is not the end of the world. It's not only life and motor insurance that you need to do. There are plenty of other things that you can do as well. So from an open insurance perspective, in summary, you have the capability of expanding the reach, increasing the size of the pie for insurance products, and eventually, building that protection gap. Because as of now, if I look at it, embedded insurance, जिसको हम embedded कहते हैं और वो open insurance से linked है, embedded insurance primarily क्या है कि आपकी different distributions में, जिस तरह इसहाक कह रहे थे, अपने insurance को push करना. In a study that was recently done, there is a $3 trillion worth of an opportunity globally that sits out there for embedded insurance till the year 2030. Just imagine कि कितनी huge opportunity, and why is it there? Because the fact is कि अभी वो open API frameworks और open API networks ही जो है वो develop नहीं हुए जिसके through वो products को push करना है. So, I think it's a huge opportunity for Pakistan. I think it's a huge opportunity for all of us sitting in this room to actually start pushing it and look beyond just a certain standard life insurance or, for that matter, a motor insurance product.
Aksa, I think your voice is on mute.
Yeah.
She's not moving either, so I think her internet is...
Maybe she's disconnected.
Right, we seem to have lost Aksa. I'll just check in with her to see how long it'll take for her internet to get fixed. In the meanwhile, if many of the panelists would like to pick up on the trail.
I would just like to sort of pick up on one of the questions, if you allow me to, please.
Yes.
This is a question that has been posed by Mr. Haris. He is CEO of Dala. Just to, I was trying to reflect on your question that, in the industry, Alhamdulillah, today, there is a rich panel that sits out here in front of you today. All of us sitting in this room have solutions available for you. All of us have product solutions. All of us have got technology solutions. All that is required for any of us is to actually stand up, take the lead, talk to the insurance company, and give that solution to you. For you and Dala, it's if I look at it, this is embedded insurance. If I look at it, it's open API insurance. Okay, and this is no rocket science. We are not creating rockets over here. This is something that's already there in the rest of the world. So from your perspective, you have products out there. We can provide you products. All of us can. We can all provide you products. And it's the only reason why we can is because we want to look beyond what the standard way of doing business is. That's the reason we are sitting here and having a chat about InsurTech. If we were doing something that was common and conventional, we won't be having this chat. So, any of us sitting in this room can really provide you solution. Whether the choice of the product, Haris, it's immense. You don't have to look for just motor insurance. You can go for PA insurance. You can go for schooling insurance. You can go for, for example, transportation related insurances. And the list is long. It's just your own self that's going to limit you from what you're going to reach out. So as a customer, reach out to any of us. We can guide you. We can, suggest products to you. We can take you to the insurance companies. We can provide you technology solutions too, wherever possible. And I think, you should not shy off. You don't have to set up your own company for it. You're most welcome to do that. But there are people in this room who have tons of expertise. Use that expertise. Sorry,
welcome back, Aksa. Noman here took initiative, wonderful, and dived into the questions. So if you'd like to take it from here, thanks. You're on mute, Aksa.
Yeah, sorry. So I wanted to actually put up a question for Ishaq as well. There was someone who talked about taking this mainstream and taking it to the masses, and I think that's something that VADA really promises to do. So Ishaq, if you would like to comment on that as to how through VADA and through other platforms that are available here, how is insurance being taken to a mainstream level?
जी mainstream में दो elements हैं. एक है कि उन mainstream की lead generation, said how do we connect to the mainstream, and then secondly is the biggest challenge is the premium collection. The mainstream people don't have any wallets. Unfortunately, अभी wallets की इतनी ज़्यादा penetration पाकिस्तान में नहीं हुई है, bank accounts की भी नहीं हुई है. People, even 9% लोग जिनके पास bank accounts हैं and therefore debit cards, they don't use their debit cards online. So how do you collect the premium? So we have to look for innovative methods to collect premium from them, and therefore obviously उनकी need micro insurance है, तो premium बहुत छोटे amounts के होते हैं. तो कोई रोज के 3 रुपए या हफ्ते के 30 रुपए जाके इजी पैसा में भी जमा नहीं करा सकता, और उसके लिए आप COD भी नहीं कर सकते. So you have to look for partners like small microfinance institutions कि उनके जो लोकल मोहल्ले में जो डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स हैं लोन के, उनके थ्रू प्रीमियम कलेक्ट हो जाए, या उनके जो रिसीट्स हैं उनमें प्रीमियम आ जाए. और लोग, हर इंसान के पास फ़ोन का बैलेंस होता है पाकिस्तान में, तो हम लीड जनरेट कहीं से भी कर लें, फेसबुक से कर लें, पार्टनर्स के थ्रू कर लें, किराने की दुकानों से कर लें, लेकिन हम जो प्रीमियम जनरेशन हम के फ़ोन के बैलेंस में से काट सकते हैं. तो ये 2-3 किस्म 4 किस्म की इनोवेशंस हैं, और भी लोग सोच सकते हैं. तो मासेस में इंश्योरेंस का सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज प्रीमियम जनरेशन का है, और हम इन 3-4 सॉल्यूशंस के साथ प्रीमियम कलेक्शन को सॉल्व कर रहे हैं. और लीड जनरेशन ऑब्वियसली कि कौन खरीदना चाहता है, तो 90% of the country uses Facebook and YouTube and TikTok, so that gives us immense opportunity to generate leads from there, people who are interested to buy, and then we can call them and convert and explain them what insurance is.
So would you or Waqar Saab like to add on? Someone also asked about how is it creating social impact, and I think even Sitan sort of touched upon this during his conversation, that social impact jab tak hum create nahi karenge. So I understand through whatever you've said about VADA and the work that you're doing and Mawazna. If any of you would like to elaborate on the social impact being created. I think COVID would have made it a bit easier for you guys to make people understand why health or why life insurance is more important than ever. But if there's anything that you'd like to add.
I think I just
so anyone who would like to go.
Yeah, sure. Okay. I think social impact exists in every single product, in every single offering, basically. behind the scene, if we talk about like what we are doing is we are not selling insurance, we are selling protection basically. That means कि अगर कोई सड़क पे जा रहा है basically, so if there are two people engaged, and if one have got like just insurance, basically they wouldn't fight. Hopefully they wouldn't fight. Yeah. So that will create a kind of like it's just like मैं ये कह सकता हूँ कि I am insured or I'm insured for you as well. Take this card and process this as well, rather than started fighting over there. That's one thing. अच्छा उसके बाद से it's individual responsibility as well. As I said, like our role is I primarily role is basically to create awareness. First of all, कि इसका benefit क्या है. हम लोग आज भी अभी भी जो है ना वो टिके हुए हैं इस discussion में कि इंश्योरेंस मतलब ये भी चीज है कि हलाल है या हराम है, तो ये भी चीजें मतलब चल रही हैं अभी तक. ठीक है, ये भी
क्वेश्चन was another question, but I'll leave it to another day.
so ये चीजें चल रही हैं. अच्छा, तो इसमें ये है कि if I'm socially responsible, I would start from myself. ठीक है, कि मैं खुद प्रोटेक्ट कर रहा हूँ अपने आप को या दूसरों को जब मैं रोड पे जा रहा हूँ. नंबर 1, मैं अपनी फैमिली को, अपने पेरेंट्स को प्रोटेक्ट कर रहा हूँ जब मैं वहां पे हूँ. जब मैं एक कंपनी चला रहा हूँ तो क्या मैं अपने एम्प्लॉइज को प्रोटेक्ट कर रहा हूँ? तो am I giving them an opportunity basically? तो that as a whole creates an impact. ठीक है, एक सोसाइटी में कि हम लोग इस तरह से सोचते हैं कि हमें मतलब हम अगर सिर्फ अपना बेनिफिट देख रहे हैं एक जगह पे और ये चीज रियलाइज नहीं कर रहे कि द बेनिफिट दैट्स आर ऑफर्ड बाय सच अ प्रोटेक्शन फॉर not for ourselves but our family, our employees and the society around us, that makes a huge difference basically. So in a nutshell, मैं ये कहूँगा कि it's basically what we need to do is we need to create mass awareness with making this concept very clear कि इसका benefit क्या है और ये किस तरह से आपको और आपके लोग प्यारों को basically protect कर सकती है basically. Yeah.
I'll add on to this.
Yeah.
So, from the point being that what has been our contribution to Pakistan so far, or as a to the society as a whole, we felt that it has been our responsibility since masses को insurance products का खास अंदाजा नहीं है और उनके जो फाइन प्रिंट्स हैं उनमें क्या चीज छुपी हुई है, क्या चीज कवर है वो नहीं. तो वी हैव ऑलवेज फेल्ट कि इट हैज बीन आवर रिस्पांसिबिलिटी टू कम्युनिकेट दिस टू आवर एंड कस्टमर सो दैट आप जो भी चीज उन्हें बता रहे हैं, जो भी चीज कमिट कर रहे हैं, वो उनकी एक्सपेक्टेशन मैनेजमेंट उसके साथ हो सके. सो एंड हैविंग this focus on presenting the right information, we've been able to insure over 7,000 lives which have purchased insurance for the first time. And this is the impact कि जो भी हमारे corporate customers and retail customers हैं, 90% of them are purchasing insurance for the first time और वो इस चीज पे एक confidence रख रहे हैं. ये this would not have been possible अगर हम एक मैं conventional channel के through कर रहा होता ये सारी चीज को. This is the effort of this is the advantage that we have right now being a digital channel कि हम awareness के साथ साथ उस चीज की responsibility भी लेते हैं कि ये क्योंकि हम insurance को थोड़ा बेहतर understand करते हैं और हमने अपने end customer की requirements को बेहतर understand करना है. So उसको लेते हुए हमने make sure करना है कि whatever the end result is, whatever service that we are providing, it fulfills all the requirements legally and for both insurer and for the customer, and which has led to an amazing response for us. We have a very minimal churn rate, जो कि हमें उसकी रिटेंशन भी मिलती है, हमें उसका रेफरल भी मिलता है और ऑर्गेनिकली हम उसकी वजह से ग्रो भी कर रहे हैं, उसके इम्पैक्ट्स भी आ रहे हैं. सो ये लाइव्स हैं, हमारे सर्टेन टारगेट है कि ओवर द लाइफ टाइम हमने पाकिस्तान की इंश्योरेंस पेनिट्रेशन को बढ़ाना है. आज अगर हम 3% पे हैं पाकिस्तान, तो होपफुली वी कैन टेक इट टू द डबल डिजिट्स इंशाल्लाह.
So Ishaq, I think you wanted to add something to the social impact a bit.
No, like Mohammed Waqar साहब said that इंश्योरेंस के अंदर सोशल इम्पैक्ट जो है वो एम्बेडेड है. अगर किसी की इंतकाल हो जाता है, कोई चीज़ चोरी हो जाती है या कोई डिसेबल हो जाता है, तो उसको जो क्लेम मिल रहा है या उसकी फैमिली को जो एडवांटेज मिल रहा है, दैट हैज एन सोशल इम्पैक्ट। हमें बस ये देखना है कि हम सोशल इम्पैक्ट को डाउन टू द बॉटम ऑफ द पिरामिड किस तरह पहुंचा सकते हैं उनके कन्वीनियंस के अकॉर्डिंगली, और अगर हम वो पहुंचा सकते हैं तो आई थिंक वो बहुत ज़्यादा बड़ा सोशल इम्पैक्ट है। नंबर 2, मोस्ट इंश्योरेंस इंडस्ट्री के अंदर जितने भी ट्रेडिशनली सेल्समैन हैं या टोटल एम्प्लॉयज हैं, टोटल एम्प्लॉयज के अंदर 90% वैसे ही सेल्समैन होते हैं, तो वो सारे मेल्स हैं। अब जब हम डिजिटल की बात करते हैं या सेलिंग इंश्योरेंस थ्रू कॉल सेंटर, वी कैन हायर अ लॉट ऑफ फीमेल्स बिकॉज दे कैन वर्क फ्रॉम होम। सो हमारी जो जितना भी हमारा कॉल सेंटर है, दैट्स entirely virtual. So females sitting at home who have like 2-3 hours in the middle, they can become our part-time call center agents, can become our part-time digital marketers. And so therefore I think we're hiring a lot more females than males in the, because the natural fit बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छा है उनका, तो ये भी एक social impact है उसका। Yes, so these are the 2 social impacts. And एक मेरा सवाल भी है एंड में सारे पैनलिस्ट से जो कि मैं भी पूछना चाह रहा हूँ कि आउट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट।
Sure, go ahead.
हेलो जी, तो मुझे ये बताएं कि जो रिसेंटली गवर्नमेंट की एक स्कीम आई है हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस की, जो कि फ्री हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस है 10 लाख रुपए की फॉर द एंटायर फैमिली, they claim that they've done this for the KPK region and they are moving to Punjab region, and they claim that they will complete the Punjab region by in the next 2 years. So उसके अकॉर्डिंगली क्या पूरे पाकिस्तान को फ्री हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से मिल जाएगी? अगर यस, तो फिर ये तो ओबामा केयर से भी ज्यादा अच्छी चीज हो जाएगी, ये तो अमेरिका भी सॉल्व नहीं कर सकता और बाकी सारे कंट्रीज भी, तो हाउ विल दैट वर्क? डू यू थिंक इट्स बीइंग सक्सेसफुल?
So who would like to answer this question?
So from the corporate health point of view, I'll go ahead and then I'll ask, I would love to have Saptan's view about this as well. देखिए, जी, KPK में they've started this and quite surprisingly, this product is underwritten by State Life, which apparently उनकी health में इतनी expertise नहीं है, but they have taken the plunge and went ahead with it. उसमें जो problem हमें नजर आता है and the opportunity where we see is exactly वो यही है कि बेशक universal coverage तो है to all the families of KPK, but awareness का aspect ही नहीं है. People don't know how to use it. People don't know when to use it. There isn't any educational material that is being given out to them. या कोई ऐसा प्रोग्राम टीवी पे नहीं आ रहा कि जो इन मैसेज को समझा सके कि जो आपके पास ये 10 लाख रुपए की कवरेज है वो कैसे इस्तेमाल करनी है। यहाँ पे जब वो प्राइवेट कोई भी इंश्योरेंस कंपनी किसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को ऑन बोर्ड करती है तो उसका एक बहुत क्रूशियल एस्पेक्ट होता है कि वो उनकी ओरिएंटेशन करती है और उनको ट्रेन करती है उनके यूजर्स को कि आप इस कार्ड को कैसे इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं। Whereas वहां पे I think this is the aspect which is lacking on having the awareness of insurance, because जब भी उसका कोई क्लेम होगा और वो क्लेम ऑनर होगा तो उसका एक रिपल इफेक्ट पड़ेगा ऑन द सोसाइटी एंड पीपल विल स्टार्ट ट्रस्टिंग हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस मोर. And people will start seeking these solutions, whether via government or they'll end up asking their employers to give them, or they'll probably reach out to the insurance company कि वो अपने लिए कोई एक health insurance plan देगा.
Saptan, is there something you'd like to add to this?
See, I was also, I think one of the great things that this will do, this program will do is raise awareness among the common man कि यार health insurance मिलती है, कोई चीज होती है, claim मिलता है, किसी को मिलेगा claim, किसी को नहीं मिलेगा claim. But I think it will raise the game for us, for every one of us here. For the end consumer, I think they will demand more. They'll know what they can get out of insurance companies and I think that data, whatever that जो भी 1-1.5 साल हुआ है इनको launch करके, उसका जो भी data है, based on that they can make a better product. I really doubt that this will be rolled out throughout Pakistan. I think ये किसी point पे आके रुक ही जाएगा. I really doubt it. It's not gonna be commercially viable for the government to run this in a sustainable way over a period of time. Maybe they're just doing it because it was in their mandate. कि हमें ये कुछ रियासत मदीना का कोई कॉन्सेप्ट है शायद उस वजह से, but commercially it doesn't make sense. I think what they should have done is कि एक poverty level या certain data की base पे roll out करना चाहिए था, rather than कि ये सबको दे दे, because there are a lot of people who can actually afford healthcare, who actually doesn't even need health insurance, and there are certain population who can actually afford health insurance. So why do we give it to free to everyone? Just give it to people who can't afford it, who are below the poverty line, who can actually go into loans, debts, because of, in case of healthcare, cost and expenses. So I think I'm not happy with the program overall. I don't think it will happen in reality like a rollout, but it will raise the awareness. I think a lot of people will talk about it. I hope it comes to Sindh as well, and by the time it comes to Sindh, I think they'll realize what they're trying to do. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
my point.
I think that's where the real question is,
Yeah.
what happens when you enter Sindh?
Yeah.
We have another question, and I think based on all the comments, Mr. Rehan Butt from MicroInsure has sent this in. He says that he's managing a global insurtech business, and he believes, and his argument in question is that why are insurtechs in Pakistan considering themselves as distributors of insurance companies instead of leading innovation in terms of process and delivery, while playing within given products? And I think Ozone can rightfully answer this, in addition to anyone else who'd like to take this up. So Numan Saab, I'll hand it over to you first.
Okay, so thank you so much, Rehan, for the question. If I look at it from Ozone perspective, I do not consider ourselves only as distributors of insurance. Okay, we classify ourselves as innovators, not just in the distribution space, but also in the product space, also in the capacity space, also in the reinsurance space, and also in all the processes and delivery that gets into the overall solution delivery for the client. Okay. Unfortunately, the reason why a lot of conversation today has happened around distribution is because insurance companies are doing what they're doing best. The panelists in this room are just trying to disrupt that, and the very first instance that they reach out to or they get to is distribution. And you probably heard in Siptain's voice, you probably heard in Vakar's voice, Fahad's voice as well, that there is tons of pressure. I've been on the other side, at the insurance company side as well. I have been applying the same pressure on these guys, asking them to confirm numbers. When I'm going to be asking them to confirm numbers, to deliver numbers, only thing they're going to be doing is focusing on improving and enhancing their distribution and getting things done. I have gone out to being on this side, I've gone out to the insurance companies and I've reached out to them saying, look, I can add value, I can suggest products, I can bring capacity, I can do different things within the market, open up new doors. The answer is, what can you do for motor insurance and health insurance and life insurance? Hence, you are actually pushed into talking about distribution rather than other stuff. So this is the dilemma that all of us face. We are not saying this is going to stay, at least I am not saying it's going to stay the same. It's definitely going to change. However, all of us in this room need to have that concerted effort. And for example, your question, from a MicroInsure perspective, you're probably one of the best placed people in the industry who understand that you have added value to the insurance industry, not just distributed a personal accident cover. So at the end of the day, it is that effort that is required from all of us, and not going to shy away from the fact that yes, distribution पे हमें धक्का जरूर लगेगा, लेकिन हमें हटना है उससे, हमें उसको साथ लेके जरूर चलना है. लेकिन distribution is not the only game. There is a lot of other things that all of us sitting in this room can really positively impact the industry with.
Can I just add, Aksa, a bit more on that? Yeah. So first of all, I believe like it's a very interesting question, and it reminds me my discussion with Naman Saab a year and a half ago, actually, discussing the same concept. I think it happened basically because it's a journey. By all means, it's a journey, and we had to start from something. We lack access to the data as of now. I'm talking about if we started like 4 years back, and all, I strongly believe like all aggregators started at the same time, or a year back, or 2 years back, basically. And insurers, they had at that point in time static websites running, being updated every 6 months, so nothing was there, nothing was digital. So we started with it. I think it's a journey, it's a step by step. We are very much aware what is happening in our neighbors, what is happening in the other markets as well. But we need to see like what is ready over here, and then what we can contribute to. I believe we need to co-create, we need to work together in order to bring the innovation into this process, into this industry. I can see like Ozone, they have taken this very bold step basically, and that's amazing. We are talking about today, we are talking about open insurance, we are talking about data, we are talking about other things as well. I think in my view, we'll give it like maximum 1 to 2 years, where you will see all insurtechs have like move to the next step in the ladder basically. Yeah.
Can I just sort of rudely barge in quickly, Aksa? It's very important to sort of reflect, and one of the questions in the session here is also pointing towards that nothing is going to happen unless and until there is an inclination or support mechanism from within the insurance industry. And that means the talent within the insurance industry. So I see a question from Dr. Fawad on the panel as well, that it's not only just all these initiatives that are out there. You need people driving this, you need people who understand this. And unless and until we are able to create that excitement within the industry and show them that, look, there are people who have talent, and believe me, there are so many talented people within the industry, they're not getting the opportunity to really reflect on what else they would like to do. And we need the industry to support us on that. And unless and until the industry comes forward and helps us and works with us, it'll be a difficult uphill task. Nevertheless, it's something that all of us go through every day. And I think we all understand that, at least from my perspective, I do understand. I've worked with Siptain and Waqar and Fahad, that there is a lack of talent. And that talent actually pushes a lot of things away from us. So we need to, promote and protect that talent as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Naman Saab. I think you summarized that better than I could have. And in the interest of time, we won't be able to take any more questions. But I think some of them are also posted on Facebook. So I think you and your teams can sort of take the conversation offline. And of course, we hope that this is not just the first and only InsurTech panel discussion. We would just like to, thank the NIC Islamabad team for allowing us to host this panel discussion. I think it was a very insightful one, and I think that this is literally just the first of many that we want to host for even our own understanding. Being in the media space, it's important for us to understand each of the verticals within the fintech or the payments ecosystem as well. So thank you to each one of our panelists for their contribution today and for helping us understand the insurance space a little better than we did before this session. Thank you once again to the NIC Islamabad team. And with that, Numair and Isha, if we're ready to close, if any of you would like to give a quick closing comment before we close.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you, Aksa, for a phenomenal job with moderating this panel, and to our wonderful panelists. Guys, if any one of you is interested in judging also, please, I can reach out to Aksa and I can get email addresses. Our finale for the Hacktivate is on the 11th, but we're doing a first round of interviews on the 10th. So we'd be happy to have you on board for that too. But other than that, that's it from us. Thank you so much for taking our time and joining us for this panel discussion.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Khuda Hafiz. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.